Hello everyone, this is Akash Chauhan, and in today's lecture, we will start with class and objects. We have also discussed the same example in our earlier videos as well, so you can relate definitely. So let me take an example of an what could be an real, real life object. Okay, in real life, what can be considered as object? So I'm taking an example of a human being. Uh, let's say this is Ram, okay, and Ram has legs, eyes, and hands, and there are some other attributes as well. Okay, so this is a real life object. Okay, in the real world, we say Ram is the real life object. Okay, because if you have remembered that we when we were discussing about the structural programming and the functional programming, okay, earlier in the starting of the unit, that what made us to move to the structural programming than the functional programming. So object played a very important role in structural programming, because structural programming is more realistic. Okay, because it is object based. And what kind of object? The real life objects. Okay, for example, in this case, the Ram has legs, eyes, and hands. So definitely Ram can perform some actions using these attributes. Okay, so what kind of actions the Ram can perform? Like walk, jump, watch, hold, or throw. Okay, so by using legs, he can walk, he can jump. Definitely, the logic inside walk and jump would be different. Okay, by using eyes, he can watch. Uh, by using hands, he can hold and throw. Okay, so if you pay little attention on this thing, that this is the object. Okay, and every object in real life, okay, has some properties or attributes, and by using those attributes, the object can perform certain tasks. Okay, so it applied on the same. Ram has some attribute, and Ram can perform some task using those, having those attributes. So in a programming term, we can label all these things like Ram is the object, leg, eyes, hand are attributes or the properties, and walk, jump, watch, hold, and all these methods or are functions or the behavior of Ram. Okay, so far we are clear. But uh, if this is the real life scenario, then we can have many objects having the same properties, having the same attribute, with different walk, jump, watch, and hold and throw functions, right? So we can have Ram, Shyam, or let's say we can have many objects, okay, having the same property. Watch my words. We have so many objects having, like in this case, Ram, Shyam, Ravi, and Avi or Kavir. They all have the same properties or the attributes, like we have discussed over here. These legs and eyes and hands, okay, and many more. So all these objects are going to share the same attributes. Okay, okay, and by using those attributes, hand, eyes, legs, or others as well, these objects can perform certain tasks. So these, if we can map all these objects to the attributes and the functions or the behavior, okay, so how it would look like? It means this Ram object has all these properties, and Ram can perform all these tasks. Okay, so it would be, the connection would be like this: the Ram can use all these properties and can also perform all these tasks. It is the same for all the objects. Okay, but if you pay little attention, I want to discuss a very important point over here. To walk, let's say this is the example, but to walk, okay, if Ram or any object wants to walk, okay, it means this walk might be expecting two legs, because okay, without legs, how can you walk? To jump, you must have legs. So if I write the, the brief of this walk function would be like L1 and L2. We write logic over here of walking. Okay, so what if Kabir, this object, has only one leg? It means In this case, this would become null. Okay, and your logic should handle this corner side as well. If a leg is null, one leg is null, then there should be a logic, okay, for that as well. Let's say if this is also null, so that case should also be considered as, if the person has no leg L1 and no L2, then he cannot walk. It should return something like that: this person cannot walk, okay, in a normal way. So I think you guys have understood that even though all these objects are sharing the same attributes, but they can have different values of these attributes. That is what we are going to pass in the functions, okay, that would decide how the function would behave, okay. And it is our responsibility to write our logic in such a way that it covers all the possible cases, okay. So this is about, guys, the objects, okay. So if you pay little attention on this fact that all these objects having the same attributes, same the behavior or the functions, but still they can pass different values of these attributes, and that would decide the logic written inside these functions. But definitely they are sharing the same attributes and the same functionality. It just they can pass the different values. So I think we can say this, all these things can be clubbed in one group because they are sharing the same type of attributes. Ram, Shyam, Ravi, Avi, or Kabir, they are all sharing the same attributes and the same function. It is just they can pass different values. So why not we can, you know, put all these objects and their attributes and the function all together and make a group. Okay, let's say we have a cat. Okay, cat may have legs, eyes, and hands, but definitely the functionality or the behavior of the cat would be very different. So we cannot club cat with all these objects. Our motive is to figure out what is a class. Okay, so class is something where the objects share the same attributes and the same functionality, even though they can pass different values to those functionalities. So we can club all such objects in one group, and that group is called, what is called, a class. So far I think we are clear about the object and the class, guys, right? So if we talk about class, then let's look at this example. Class is a collection of attributes and the behavior having similar properties. Attributes and the behavior, this is the A part, okay, and this is behavior is the B part, this thing having the similar properties. So we can club all those objects, attributes, and the function in one group, okay, and we can say it's a one type of a class. All the person having the same properties like leg, hands, and head, they would fall into this group, or they belong to this class. So one instant of a instance, this is not an instant, instance of a class is called a object of that class. It means if this is a human class, then one, if I take this object for a Ram, if I want to create an object for Ram, it means I would have the same attributes, but definitely I would be passing different parameters in these functions. So all that what to say, that class instant would be related to Ram only, because we are creating an object and we are calling these functions with different values, okay. So for that it would be the instance of that class is called the object of that particular class. It goes for this the same for the cat class, okay. But definitely cat should not belong to this type of class, right? Because it might have the same attribute, but definitely the logic written inside these functions of the class would be different, okay, guys. So this is about the uh, class and objects, okay.